Hello everybody, welcome to my end of the year video. So as you know, every year except for maybe last year, I did a end of the year video where I recap the year, talk about all the good things that happened during the year, and then I do some goals for next year for both this YouTube channel as well as personal goals. And yeah, let's get started. So sorry in advance if the light gets weird in this video. I'm in my living room and my living room does not have a lot of good lighting. So yeah, just bear with me with that. And let's get started. So this year has been, first of all, it went by so fast. Like, it was the new year and now it's December. Like, I don't even know where the time actually went. This year has been a lot has happened. A lot of it was very, very good. And, you know, some of it was stressful, not gonna lie, but that happens when you start a new job. So one of the first things I want to talk about is me starting a new job. So if you know anything about me, you know that I worked at a place called Earth Fair back in 2018, 2019. And then during the pandemic, my store shut down, not because of the pandemic, but for other reasons. And so I didn't work there. So then the pandemic hit and I didn't have a job for 3 years. And as you know, during that time, I started my own small business called Turtle Girl Jewels. It's a Black and Indigenous jewelry business. And I'm so like proud of myself for that. I'm so proud of myself for starting this business and for really accomplishing goals with it. I'm really, really proud. And but you know, when you start a small business, you need money because you live in a capitalistic society and that's just how it is. So in order for me to even get my real business off the ground, I needed money. And so my older sister's best friend, she was looking for somebody at her job to fill a position that somebody else was leaving. She had been there for 10 years and she had gotten pregnant and she was leaving. And so my sister's best friend needed somebody to fill the position really fast. And so I was like, I'm not really doing anything. You know, I do have my small business, but other than that, I'm not really doing anything. And I do need some capital to be able to fulfill my dream of really making this small business a reality in a real way. And so I was like, I guess I can go take this job. It's gonna only be part-time, so I can still work on my jewelry. I can still do all of that. It's great. You know, this will just give me a little bit of capital, a little bit of boost so that I can save money as well as work on my jewelry and really get it out there. My job is very much one of those jobs where, yes, I am part-time, but it doesn't always feel that way because of the workload. The workload always makes it seem like it's a lot more than what it is. Starting a new job can be very stressful because you're learning all the stuff about the job and it's your first like few months and it's just really, really stressful because you don't really know what you're doing. Like, I walked into this job not knowing anything about it or about anything that we were gonna do. I'm good with computers, so I was just assuming it's gonna be very computer heavy. I was gonna be doing a lot of like typing things into the computer or, you know, doing certain things. And not that my job is particularly hard or anything, it's just a lot of work. Like, it's just a lot of work. And because of the job that I'm doing, it's a train basically. So it means that one person does something, then another person does something, then it trickles down eventually to me. And I'm the last person to do this thing, and then I have to do a lot of like, so I have these like folders that I put together and then I scan them into the computer and then I end up then going upstairs getting checked, and then that's my job. And you would think that's not a very stressful job or hard job, and it's not, to be honest, but it also is a job that takes a lot of time because from day to day, depending on the level of sales that ends up happening, I depend on how many folders I end up getting, which determines how long I'll be at work. And so basically, long and the short of it, it feels like I'm at work a lot more than I really am. And I haven't this year gotten as much jewelry done as I would have liked to. I did accomplish a lot with my jewelry, to be honest with you, and I accomplished one major thing that I'm really happy about. which I'll talk about, but I didn't get as much jewelry sold and as much jewelry done as I really wish I could have. But that's on me, and that's time management, and I'm gonna get better at it because I hadn't worked in an office since 2014, beginning of 2014. I had not worked in an office since then. And so I was trying to get acclimated to working in an office again. I was trying to get acclimated to working certain hours, and I was trying to get acclimated to this whole work environment because I'm so used to just doing stuff at home that working in an office again, it just took some time for me to get used to. And so I think that's why. And so next year, because I think I'm only gonna be at this job for another year, but don't quote me on that because that's the worst. Like, I say that and then I'm there for like the next 10 years, which hopefully I'm not, because this job is not exactly what I want to be doing with my life at all. And so I'm just there to save money, and it's hard though. But yeah, because it's not like I get paid that much, and it is a part-time job. So I have to remember that. So I just have to start using my time more wisely, and that's a goal for me in 2024, is to really time manage, because I am very bad at time management. I'm bad at getting to work on time. I'm bad at time management in general. I'm just bad at timing, right? And it's not just me saving so I can do my jewelry business. It's also me saving so I can get myself a place to live. And it's also me saving so that I can get a car, because at the moment I don't have a car. So I take a lot of public transportation places. And so I'm saving up for a car. But anyways, all of that aside, I did start a new job in 2022. And I've worked there for about a year and 2 months. And it's an interesting job, and it's something that I don't think I'm necessarily good at, but I'm there and I'm saving money, trying to at least, and I'm trying to, you know, use that time wisely. With that being said though, starting a new job actually helped me to accomplish some other goals and get some other things checked off my bucket list that I wouldn't have been able to do otherwise, because you know I'm always broke and it just is what it is. But this year, I got to do a lot of things that brought me so much joy and happiness, and we're gonna talk about it because I am excited to bring them up. Oh my gosh, so many beautiful things happened this year. So yeah, I started the job back in October of 2022, and then in January of this year, so I went to my boss's for New Year's, which is my older sister's best friend. And so my sister was there, and a bunch of my coworkers. She had this party, and a bunch of my coworkers were there, and that was a lot of fun. And then I kept working, obviously. And then in like March, I think it was, I ended up going to my first concert of the year. Now, one thing that I did a lot of this year was go to concerts. And I'm super excited because growing up, I wanted to go to concerts so bad, but one, I didn't have any money. And two, I just didn't think that anybody was gonna take me to a concert, so I never asked. But I want to go to concerts all the time. So now I'm in my 30s and I have money and I can do what I want. So I went to a bunch of concerts this year and it was great. So starting off my concert journey, I went to go see Meet Me at the Altar. So Meet Me at the Altar are a smaller, but they're getting bigger. They actually are signed to Fueled by Ramen, which was the label that signed like Paramore, Fall Out Boy originally, Gym Class Heroes, Panic! At the Disco, all that. So they're signed to them, and they make like, so they originally made like, I guess they call it easycore, that's what it's called, which is basically like pop punk with breakdowns, if that makes sense. And then they kind of switched over to doing more traditional like pop punk, pop rock type music. I just love it. I love it. I love it. I'll put a little snippet of their music in this video so you can listen to it. But I absolutely love their music growing up. And this is something that is really important because this band is a all-female, all people of color with some queer members, like some lesbian members, right? And I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it because growing up, listening to pop punk music, emo music, whatever you want to call it, alternative music in general, there was not really a space for a lot of Black, people of color, and women in the space, right? We had Hayley Williams, and that was great, but we didn't really have a lot of specifically Black women, but Black people in general, and people of color and women in the scene. And so, as we can see, a lot of the scene has become very, like, a lot more people of color and Black people and women have come into the scene as of late, and it's just really beautiful to see, because I didn't get to see a lot of that growing up. They were mostly just a bunch of white guys from the Midwest, or, you know, whatever, and it was cool and everything, but I just would have loved to see some representation there. And so I'm really happy for Meet Me at the Altar. They play a really great show. They did actually a cover of one of my favorite songs from one of my favorite movies called Freaky Friday, the Lindsay Lohan version, and they did Take Me Away, that Christina Vidal sings in the movie, and it's so good. It is just so incredible. They actually have their cover on Spotify and all the streaming platforms, so you can go check it out. They have their video on YouTube and everything, so that's cool. And then they have actually a song called Cool off of their album that they put out this year, and it's also really great. I'm just so proud of them. They've come so far, and I'm so proud of them. So yeah, I'm actually gonna go see them again in January, which I'm excited about. And I'm just excited to support them and everything they do, because I feel like the more that they play shows, the more that they make music, the more that they are influencing the next generation of young Black and brown and, you know, LGBTQIA plus women and people in general, to make this kind of music, to feel seen in the scene, and to know that they are here. It's kind of like the cute little girls named the Linda Lindas. If you've never heard of them, they're amazing. I found out about them in 2021, and they are incredible. They're so cute, and they're these 3 Asian girls with one that is from Mexico, I think, and they're just incredible. They are so good. Like, they are bringing punk back in their little, you know, way, and it's just so cool. Like, it's just, I love the scene right now. It's just like the scene for like alternative rock, punk, pop rock, pop punk thing is just really like diversifying these days, and I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it. So that was my first concert of the year. It was at this place in DC, and it was so good. Like, it was so good. The space wasn't huge, but it was enough, and I didn't get super close to the stage, but it was cool. And yeah, I just had a really awesome time. So highly recommend seeing Meet Me at the Altar if you're into that type of music, and checking them out. And then after I saw Meet Me at the Altar, I saw Paramore for the very first time in early June. I saw them, and it was so special. Like, I can't even explain it. Like, it was so special to me. And like, if you know me at all, you know Paramore are one of my favorite bands of like all time. And for the last 16 years, I never saw them in concert. And it would be because, you know, I missed out, I got sick, I had concert tickets and I got sick, or whatever, I had to work, or I just didn't have the money, like whatever. And 2023 really said, this is your time. You're gonna see this band and you're gonna love it. And I had the best time, and I just really can't wait to see them again. One of their openers was Block Party, who I also love, and they were incredible, and they played like all the hits. It was really good. And then Paramore came on, and they played everything. They played like everything, and it was just so special to see. And I have dreams about that night like daily, because it was just one of my favorite concerts of all year, and I had so much fun, and I love them so much. And you know, they put out a record back in February called This Is Why, and it's so good. You guys have to check it out if you haven't. It's one of my top albums of this year, which I will be making a separate video about the music I listened to this year and things like that. So you'll hear more about that then. But it's one of my top records of this year. It has so many good songs on it. It's just they're just like a well-oiled machine. This is their best era ever. They are so happy. And one of my favorite things happened this year that I didn't think was gonna happen, but I had a feeling, because I've pretty much known that they've been in love with each other since like the early 2010s. It's really cute. But Hayley Williams and Taylor York, the guitarist for Paramore, are now dating, and they are super cute, and it is so sweet. And like, they're just amazing, and their chemistry with Zach, it's still there, and it's just, everything is just perfect right now. And their backing band that they have, some members from their backing band are so dope, like Brian, who also has an afro, and he's black, and he just makes me happy because I love seeing a guy with an afro and a black person with an afro in the band, and I just love it. And their whole dynamic right now is just so great. I'm so obsessed with it, and I'm so happy for Paramore. I'm so glad they're still here to be able to say, we made it through the storm, and we're still here to tell the tale. I just absolutely love it. So that was a special concert for me because I had never seen them, and I've been a fan of them for 16 years, and I'm just so proud that I got to go. I just goosebumps. I had such a good time. And then the next concert I went to was in September. Okay, so the next one I went to was in September, but I need to explain something. So I had for months known that Gym Class Heroes, if you didn't even remember who they are, you know that band that, you know, was there in the like mid 2000s, late 2000s, and they had the song Cupid's Chokehold, take a look at my girlfriend, she's the only one I got, ba-da-da. Like that song, and like all the other songs, you know. And I loved them when I was in high school. Like, they were one of my favorite bands, and they still are. But unfortunately, the band as we knew it back in high school, back in the late 2000s, they are no longer. And so basically they were gonna be coming because they were on tour with another band. I won't name them, but if you look it up, you'll find out. But they were coming to my area, but not really. Like, they were coming like an hour away from me. And so I had to take a train all the way over to where they were gonna be. And guess what happened? I missed it. I came there and they were doing their last song. I went all the way there. An hour it took me to get all the way there, and I missed it. And what sucks is that Travi put out new music back in 2021. He had his recent solo record come out, and it's really good. You should check it out. But what happened is he didn't tour for that, which we were in COVID, so I get it. But he decided to go on this tour with this band, and he did a combination of Gym Class Heroes songs and his own solo music, and I missed it. And I got to see one song, and I was so disappointed. I was so sad. But that just means that the next time that he really tours, I'm gonna have to go again, because it's not the time for me to see him. But what sucks is that he doesn't tour often anymore, and also yeah, I just wish he would do his own solo tour. Like, I really do. Like, I just wish he would do a solo tour, because at this point, Gym Class Heroes is just him. And so basically, he would just be doing the Gym Class Heroes songs and his solo stuff together, because it's just him. And so he has a backing band, which is cute, but it's just him at this point. And so what I really want is for him to do a solo Gym Class Heroes / Travis McCoy tour, where he's the headliner, and he has people, you know, he can have whoever, and then he has people, you know, who perform before him come and do the thing. But I just want him to do his own tour, because I really need it. I really need it, okay? I don't need him going on tour with these frankly problematic bands that I don't even listen to anyways, because okay, what happened was I ended up staying for the actual headliner band, and I'm not a fan of that band. Like, I never really was. I didn't listen to them. I never really listened to them growing up, and I just am not a fan. So I stayed, but I really don't know any of the songs. And the only reason I stayed was because I wasn't going to leave after I spent a whole hour on the train to not see any live music. Like, that's messed up. So I stayed and I saw, and I knew one song, and it's fine. But yeah, next time, hopefully he'll come closer to where I live and then actually do a headlining tour, because that's what I want. But anyways, that was a fiasco, but it's fine. Then after that, we're going back into one of the concerts that really, really just changed my life. So I got to see Janelle Monáe for the very first time. I've been a fan of Janelle Monáe since 2010. They are one of my favorite artists, and I have always loved them. Every record, and I just think they're amazing. And so I would try to go to their concerts before, it just never worked. And this year it decided to work. And so I went to the Age of Pleasure tour, and I had a good old funky time. Yes, I did. And what's interesting is during the show, like towards the end, my eyes started to water. And I was like, what's going on? Like, why am my eyes watering? I was crying in the club. I was crying in the club, baby. But you know what? I've been a fan for so long, and I've loved their music for so long, that going to finally see them was so special. And I guess my emotions just got the better of me, because I had a good time. Like, they put on a show. Like, I knew that Janelle Monáe was good at singing and dancing, and that's why I love them, and also just because of what they put in the music. But seeing them live, honey, it changed my life. It changed my life, and I can't even put it into words. Honestly, it was my favorite concert of the year. So I had a good time seeing Janelle Monáe. I saw Janelle Monáe at the Anthem in DC. And by the way, the Anthem is a beautiful venue. Like, it's a newer venue, but it's so beautiful. It's by the water and everything. Love it. Just love it. Absolutely love it. So I had a good funky time during that concert, and I definitely want to see Janelle Monáe live again. And then the next one I did was an ultimate, and I mean ultimate, bucket list concert. And I got to see Miss Lauryn Hill, aka L Boogie, and the Fugees live. Do you understand how happy I was I got tickets for that? Happy I was I got to see them. I was living my best life. I have loved Lauryn Hill since I was like 7 years old, and she just puts out a great show. I don't really care what anybody says. I know everybody always has to have something to say about her, but I had a good time. So I don't know about the rest of y'all, because y'all don't have to come to her concerts, but I'm gonna continue to go because I had a good time. And what was the best about it was she did, so it was a combination tour. So basically it was the 25th anniversary of the Miseducation, and then it was also celebrating, I want to say it was celebrating, I don't remember the number, anniversary of the score for the Fugees. And so what was great about it was we had Lauryn Hill perform stuff off the Miseducation first, and then they went straight into the Fugees. And when I tell you I had a good time, I had a good time. So, you know, you have all these songs from the Miseducation. While yes, Lauryn Hill doesn't do them the same way that she did them back in the day on the record or when she was performing, I still loved it. I still thought she put on a show. And you wanna know something? She was sick during my show. She was sick during my show. So let's be serious right now. She put on a show being sick. And then, so she does that. And then the Fugees come out. So Proswell and Wyclef come out, and time was had. Time was had. They played all the songs from the first record, the score, everything. And then they had a period where they let Wyclef come on and do some of his solo material, and then they had a period where they had Lauryn do the chorus of the Ghetto Superstar that Proswell did. And it was just great. And then they hugged at the end. They talked about, you know, how their family and everything, and they seemed really genuine. And I'm just really happy that they're in such a good place right now. And I'm really, really happy about all of that. And I just love it. I can't even explain to you how happy I was that I got to check that one off my bucket list. Like, that is a bucket list show for me. Like, Lauryn Hill is my second favorite artist of all time. And so with that, I was just like on top of cloud 9, like literally. And I wasn't even that close to the stage or anything. I was kind of far, but I still had the time of my life. What was interesting though too was that there were so many different eras and generations of people there. And so there were people who were like born in the 80s and were like teenagers in the 90s, or like in the 70s and were teenagers in the 90s, or like were kids who were like born in the 90s and were teenagers in like 2000s. And there were people who were born in the 2000s who were teenagers in the 2010s that were all there experiencing the music. And I felt really good about that, because that means that music is transcending generations and eras. But what I also did really like was that, so next to me there were two guys, and they were cool or whatever, but it was the fact that they knew a lot of Lauryn Hill's music, but they didn't really know a lot of the Fugees' music. And that, like, they were not standing up and getting hype around the Fugees when they came out. And then towards the end, like the very last song, when they did Fuji Law, Wyclef started the song, like he started rapping, and then he had to stop the song and tell everybody, you better stand up, you better get up for the Fugees. And I was like, yeah. In my head, I was like, yeah, what the heck are you guys doing? Like, why are you guys not standing up for the Fugees? It's the Fugees. Do you know how rare this is? Get your ass up. Like, come on now. Come on now. This is a very once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, because we never know. These people might go to war tomorrow, and then we may never see them actually perform live again. So we're lucky. We're super lucky at this very moment. So you better get up and you better get excited. Because I was like, why are you sitting down? This is the Fugees. This is the Fugees. And like, the two people who were sitting next to me, the two guys, they were not my age. They did not grow up with the Fugees like the way I did, because they were not around in 95, 96. Because if they were, they would understand how ginormous the Fugees really were. Like, the Score was a really big album for them, like a huge album for them. And it transcended everything. It transcended hip-hop, it transcended R&B, it transcended everything. It was very like, white people love the Score. Like, that is their album. And, you know, everything. So, yeah. You better get up when the Fugees are around. I'm just saying. And I may be biased because I'm obsessed. And I love Lauryn Hill. And I love the Fugees. And that's my jam. But you better get up, because we're living history and we need to be excited. So, yeah. But anyways, I had a time. I really did. I had the best time in the world, and I'm so happy I got to go. So happy I got to check that another one off my bucket list. So happy. And then the last concert I went to this year was Coco Jones. So Coco Jones is a newer R&B artist, and she comes from Disney Channel. So she was in a movie, like a Disney Channel original movie called Let It Shine. And she was with Tyler James Williams. You might know him from Everybody Hates Chris as Chris Rock, you know, playing, you know, Chris Rock in the little like fictionalized bio series. And then also in Abbott Elementary School, that's out now. So yeah, those two were really rocking it in that movie, because I hadn't seen it because I'm old. Okay, I'm 32, so the Disney Channel I grew up with was like in the late 90s and then like the early to mid 2000s, right? So after about like 2008, I did not watch the Disney Channel like that anymore. So I was just over here like, okay, like I've never seen this movie. So during the pandemic, I decided to watch it, and I was like, oh, this movie's kind of cute. Oh, this is a vibe. And then I heard Coco Jones' voice, and I was like, oh, I see why. Oh, I get it now. Oh, okay. And then last year she put out a EP, and it's so good. You guys have to go listen to it. And the ICU song, because I know everybody knows that song, that's Coco Jones. And she has a song that features SWV, or interpolates them, the song Rain, and she just has a lot of good songs on there, and it very much gives me like modern R&B with heavy influences from the 90s, and maybe that's why I like it so much, because you know I'm a 90s kid and I love 90s R&B. That's my jam. But yeah, I love it so much. So getting to see her was special, because I was like, I need to go see my girl, because she came to DC twice already and I missed both times, and I'm not about to miss it again. Now, do I wish I had gone to one of the other concerts that she had been here for? Yes. And it's only because of the venue. It has nothing to do with her, because her mic was on. Her mic was on, baby. But I was in a very bad spot in the crowd. I'm short. There was a lot of people there. I really couldn't see. There was like this pillar in front of me. It was kind of not that great. But it was also because of the area that we were in and the venue that we were at. It's not my favorite venue. And I saw an artist there before, years ago. And I thought it was just the artists and they just had their music too loud, but it's the venue. For some reason they play their music way too loud, and I don't understand why. But anyways, I did have a good time, and she deserves every ounce of praise that she's getting. And I really do hope that if and when they do a Princess and the Frog live action, that she gets to play Princess Tiana, because she needs to. It's a done deal at this point. She even did her Halloween costume this year as her and sang the song, and she was incredible, and I expect nothing else. So nothing but success to Miss Coco Jones. And yeah, I can't wait for the next season of Bel Air. Super excited about that. And yeah, I just love her so much. So I'm so glad I got to see her in concert. And yeah, so that's my whole concert thing. But yeah, I had a great year going to concerts. Like, concerts this year, just, I don't know, maybe because I didn't go to concerts a lot growing up, and I just felt like I have the money, I'm an adult, I can do what I want, let me go see these shows. And all my favorite artists decided they wanted to tour this year, and I said, bet, we're gonna go see you. So I'm just really happy I got to see all these concerts. So hopefully next year I get to do more. I am going to see Meet Me at the Altar in January, and then I think in March, I'm going to see Fall Out Boy, because I was supposed to see them this year, but I had to work, and then it was too far, and all the things. So yeah, I'm seeing them next year. So I'm excited about that. So yeah. So that is one of the things that really made me happy this year, was getting to see a bunch of bucket list artists who I've just wanted to see in concert forever. Getting to see them live was really special. Another thing that really was special this year that I'm really glad I got to do, and was a business goal of mine, which I'm really glad that I did it, and I'm really happy, is selling my jewelry in real life, IRL, at a venue, at a thing, at an event. I really am glad that I got to do that. So I only got to do it one time, but that's because of work. And again, next year we're going to work on my work-life balance and getting more stuff done with my jewelry, because I have to. But so in April, I got to sell some jewelry at an Indigenous event. So I live near college, and so they had a Native American Indigenous like society or whatever, and one of my mom's friends, who's close with, you know, the family friend, she was gonna go sell some of her work there, and so she was like, you want to come sell some work at this, because it was supposed to be like their spring like gathering. And so I was like, sure, yeah, why not? And so then it got rained out, but they had already bought a bunch of food and had already asked vendors to come. So they were like, well, we have all this food and there's no reason that we can't still have this event. So they just decided to have it inside. And I did sell a pretty good amount. I sold like, I made like 200 plus. It was fun. It was great. And I totally want to do it more. Because selling online is cute, but it takes a lot of work. Like, it takes a lot of marketing, a lot of work. So selling in person at events, people can randomly come up to you and just look at your work and want to buy it or not, but they can see it firsthand and they can just, you know, pick out whatever they want, and it's great. So I'm excited to sell more jewelry in real life in 2024 because that's something I really want to do. And what I really want to do, and this is just something that maybe it'll happen, maybe it won't, I don't know, but I want to go and travel selling my jewelry more. I want to travel selling my jewelry more. So yeah, 2024 is going to really have to be a year where I really try to work out my work-life balance because baby, work this year took all my time, and I don't really want that to happen next year. So we're gonna work it out, we're gonna figure it out. But yeah, I totally want to sell more jewelry in person because that was so much fun, and I met some really cool people there, and I did some, you know, I gave this vendor some of my jewelry and she gave me some jewelry, and it was great. And I'm actually wearing it right now. You're supposed to wear it all the time, so like literally even when you're in the shower and stuff, you're supposed to wear this, and I do, and I love it, and it's great, and I'm glad that I got to barter with this person. So it was really special, so I'm really glad. So that was a business, you know, accomplishment that I got to do this year. And while I had sold at like my mom's events and whatever, and like gathering and stuff, that was my first like real selling in real life IRL gathering that I sold at. So more of that in 2024. So another goal that a bucket list goal that I was able to check off the list, and hopefully I'll be able to meet this person again and really have like a real conversation with them, because I have a lot to ask them and I have a lot to like talk to them about and just like tell them how much they mean to me and how important they are. I got to meet Chris Summer. I still can't believe it. It's been like 6 months and I still can't believe that I got to meet Chris Summer. If you don't know who Chris Summer is, she is a actress, mostly a voiceover actress, but she does do, you know, on-screen stuff as well. And she's a singer and she does a lot of things. And she's amazing, okay? She's just so great. And she's, you know, done the voices of so many of my favorite childhood cartoons characters, like so many of them. Like she did Susie Carmichael for the Rugrats. She did Miranda from As Told by Ginger. She did Peebo for the Proud Family, you know, little kid who always bothers Oscar whenever he's doing something. And he goes, "I wouldn't do that if I were you, Mr. Proud." Like so cute. Princess Kita from Atlantis the Lost Empire, which is a Disney movie, cartoon movie. Too many to count, if I'm being honest. But she also played back in the late 80s, early 90s. She played Winifred Freddie Brooks on A Different World. And if you wanted to find a character who basically was me personified, it's Freddie Brooks, okay? That, me and her, same. Like, except for the fact that Freddie has a white mom, everything else, same. Like, we are the same. Like, we are two peas in a pod. Like, if I had went to Hillman College, me and her would have hung out 100%. Like, we would have went up to the roof, sitting on the roof of our college dorm, sitting there, meditating with the moon, lighting incense, smudging ourselves, doing the whole thing. It's a vibe. Like, I love her so much. So I went to this event called BlurredCon. I went last year as well. It's basically a black nerd convention where like a bunch of black nerds come and they hang out and they, you know, play video games, or they cosplay, you know, or they, you know, have like screenings of different like animes or whatever type of thing. Like they have this whole giant like dance floor at night, and like all these different panels about like nerdy stuff and like black people, and like it's so cool. But anyways, so I went to visit some friends who were in town for it, and so I went to visit them, and at the event was Chris Summer, and I was so jazzed because I was like, Chris Summer, one of my favorite people on earth. I wanted to meet her for so long, so I was like, she's coming, bet I have to go. And so I went, and while I missed a lot of the con and a lot of like, she had like a lot of like talks that she was giving and whatever. I miss a lot of that. I did get to take a picture with her, and I gave her some of my jewelry for her birthday, and I just feel so special about it. And then she retweeted me, and she also shared my stuff on her story, and I just, oh my gosh, I have a picture with Cree Summer. If you don't know, now you know. I love this woman. Like, she is so special to me because she gave me someone to look up to growing up that was like me. If you don't know, Cree Summer is half black, half white. Her mom is black, her dad is white. She grew up on a native reserve, so First Nations reserve in Canada. She's just special, okay? She has a really special connection to Indigenous people. While she's not Indigenous herself or that she knows of, she has a really special connection to them, having grown up on reserve, and she just is special. She's just special because she gets it. She gets it, and she's a really great ally, and she's just really special, and I love her, and I love how she raises her kids, and I love how she just shows up in the world. I'm in love with her. And so getting to meet her, even if it was only for 5 minutes, and I wore my Rugrats shirt that I have, and she loved the shirt, of course. And then I was just like, oh my gosh. And then she took a picture with me and gave me a hug, and I gave her my jewelry, and she was just so sweet. And oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And I really cannot wait to meet her again. I really cannot. I cannot wait to meet her again. I cannot wait to have like a real conversation with her about not only like cartoons and all that stuff and like VO stuff and all that stuff, but like real stuff that only me and her would probably be able to understand. And I just, oh my gosh, I just love her so much. And I got to take a picture with her and give her jewelry. I still can't believe it. I just still can't believe it. Like, I can't believe it, bro. I cannot believe it. So that was a highlight of my life. Like, that was a highlight of my life, bro. A highlight of my life. So that happened, and I'm still on cloud 9 about it. But also what happened at BlurredCon was I got to hang out with a bunch of friends that I knew from the internet who, this actually goes into the next thing I'm about to talk about, but I knew them from the internet because in the pandemic, I started following a bunch of people on this app called Twitch, which is a live streaming like thing where you can play video games or play music or watch movies or whatever. And so one of the content creators, who's actually an actor who is in one of my favorite movies of all time, which I talk about on this page or this channel literally all the time, Holes, Cleo Thomas, who played Zero. I started following him in 2020 on Twitch, and then I met all these really cool people. And so I, through that, started following his brother and a bunch of other content creators, and it was just great. It was just super, super great. So that's how I met a bunch of people who I went to BlurredCon to see, and they're great and amazing and super nice, and we hung out, and that was fun. And then right after BlurredCon, after I hung out with them, I went straight to LA because, so like I said, I started following Cleo on Twitch back in 2020. Was already following him on, you know, social media and stuff, but I started following him on Twitch in 2020. And, you know, Cleo has this really, really awesome community that he has cultivated over the last 3 years, almost 4 years, on that app. And we just had a time. During the pandemic, we were having a good old funky time, like literally so much fun. And so Cleo knows me because of me being in the chat and me being, you know, hanging out in the community, with the community, in his streams all the time. And so he knew me. So this year he announced that this company, it's like an independent company, I guess, was having this screening of Holes. And a bunch of the actors were gonna be there, and the director and the writer of the book, Louis Sacker, and a bunch of people from the cast and crew were gonna be there, and it was gonna be dope. And he was like, so we're having this in July for the 20th anniversary of Holes, because this year is the 20th anniversary of Holes. And yeah, 20 years, bro. Wow, I'm old. But also 20 years? Like, bro. And again, I have talked in nauseum on this channel about my love for this book, this love for this movie, my love for this story, my love for these characters, my love for the soundtrack, my love for everything. Like, I talked about it too much. So you know I'm obsessed. So I was like, I have to go. And so I ended up going to LA and I had a good time. I had a great time. I went to Universal. I took a bunch of pictures with Peach, the character actor who was, you know, there dressed up as Peach. And it was special and super cute, and I loved that. I got some butterbeer while I was there. I should have got the frozen butterbeer though, because the frozen butterbeer would have hit the spot, because it was hot in LA when I was there. I was like, dang. But yeah, I did that. I got to explore a bunch of Universal, which was fun. And I went to the beach. I just explored LA, which was fun. And then I definitely need to go back for like a longer period of time and hang out with some friends who were there. But yeah. And then on the last day when I was there was the event for Holes. And so it was at this park, and it was a bunch of people that I knew online were there, and it was fun to meet them finally in person. And I had a good time. I had a great time. And then I got to meet Cleo finally in person, which was nice, you know? Again, something that only happened for like 5 minutes, which was fine, because the man was busy, and he was on, because there was a panel, and so he was one of the people on the panel before the movie started. And so that was fun. So I only got to see him for like 5 minutes, which is totally okay, because I knew he was busy, and that's fine. But I also got to meet his brother Kareem IRL as well, and a bunch of people that I knew online, a bunch of friends that I knew from online from this community I got to see as well. So that was really great. And yeah, it was just really fun watching the movie with a bunch of people who loved that movie. Like, that was just a highlight. That was super duper highlight. And you know, as we know, the post that Cleo posted about the screening and about all the a lot of the actors and, you know, producers and, you know, other people coming together to watch it went viral. And so there were pictures of him and Shia LaBeouf and a bunch of people who played in the movie. And yeah, it was so great. It was so great. Like, they had themed drinks. Like, they had a sploosh themed like alcoholic drink that was there. And it was so much fun. It was so much fun. It was just so great. So I definitely am excited for another 20 years of Holes, another, you know, time for us to celebrate, and I'm just excited. So yes, I got to accomplish another bucket list thing. All right, I got to meet Cleo from Holes, my favorite movie, and that was really special. And I got to see all these people that I know from online in IRL, and I hope to hang out with them again if I come to LA, or if they're at a con that I'm at, hopefully we can hang out. So that would be so super dope. So that was another thing that I was really happy, and I got to accomplish that. Just, I had a lot of fun. Oh, and a funny story. So I was coming back from LA, and I was in the airport. I think it was like the Austin airport or something like that. And I think I had a layover or something for like 2 minutes, but it wasn't really that long. But like, I was, you know, I think it was in Austin or somewhere. And I look up, like I'm sitting down because I just got food, and I was sitting down waiting for my flight to be called. And out of the corner of my eye, I see this guy, and I'm like, that guy looks familiar. And I look at him again, and I'm like, wait, that's McLovin. And if you don't know who McLovin is, you're square. No, I'm joking. If you don't know who McLovin is, he's basically this character from the movie Superbad that was out back in the day with Jonah Hill and Michael Cera and this guy. And I was like, he just looks so much like McLovin. And at first I didn't even think that it was him. But then I took a picture, like I didn't bother him, but I just took a picture from like where I was sitting, and I was like, let me ask the people on the internet, is this look like him? And they were all like, yeah, that's definitely him. I was like, okay. And so I almost thought about it, calling out to him and being like, McLovin! But I didn't want to be that weird person who does that, because absolutely not. I was like, let me not bother people. But I just thought that was interesting. I was like, I saw McLovin in the freaking airport. Okay. Like, I don't know where he was going, but wherever he was going, I hope he had fun. I don't know, but yeah, that was interesting. So yeah, just that little like fun thing. So yeah, so that happened. So that was like a bucket list thing too. So like, okay, I got to meet Cree Summer, and then I got to meet Cleo, and then, you know, I got to go to see Paramore and Janelle Monáe and Lauryn Hill and the Fugees. Like, I had a time this year. I got to see so many things and so many people that I've wanted to see my entire life, and now I finally have pictures with them. I finally have been able to go and say I saw them in concert. Like, I just feel great about the entire experience. I'm so glad I got to do these things. It was just so much fun. So much fun. So then in September, I ended up, so my mom was going to do this panel at this environmental women's leadership summit that they were having in DC. And but she ended up having to go to LA because her aunt actually passed recently this year, and so she was going there to like visit with some cousins and like other family and stuff there. So she couldn't make it, so I ended up taking her spot. And so I met some really cool people there. I went to some really cool panels, and then I actually ended up doing a panel myself. But basically we talked about like culture and like environmentalism and stuff like that, and like I just talked about, you know, how, you know, important it is for us to be, you know, connected to the earth through spirit. I talked about how important it is for us to make sure that we acknowledge different tribes, even if they're not physically here in the physical, that we acknowledge them whenever we are in their area. I talked about the river ceremonies that we did back in 2017. I talked about a bunch of stuff, and so yeah, I got to do that. And once the film footage of my panel actually comes out and they actually send it to me, I'll be able to put it on my YouTube channel and show you guys. But yeah, that was a good little event. I had a fun time. It was nice. I met some cool people, and so yeah, that was cool. And then it was only for a weekend, so that was cool. And yeah, I'm trying to think what else I did this year. Pretty much the rest of the year though, I basically was working my tail off. Like, literally most of 2023 was work and more work. And so that's basically what I ended up doing, was working. And when I wasn't working, I was going to concerts, and then I did a little bit of traveling, and then I went to some more concerts, and then I worked. And so that's basically 2023 in a nutshell. And then obviously, as we know, October 7th happened, and everything ratcheted up with things around Palestine. And I immediately jumped on board and got my act together and started protesting for Palestine. And that's basically what I've been doing for the last 3 months. I have been protesting for Palestine. I have been going to protest. I have been boycotting. I've been doing the whole 9 yards. I have been posting about them. Like, I've been doing it and being a cheerleader for a free Palestine, because yes. And also a free Sudan, free Congo, free Yemen, free Syria, free the Uyghur people in China, free everybody, okay? Liberation for all. I have been on that wave, and it's been great in the fact that it's opened a lot of people's eyes to a lot of the corruption going on in our own backyard, but also devastatingly sad, because this should not be happening to these people. This is disrespectful. This is blatantly a ethnic cleansing going on, and it's not okay. And I just pray every day that they really do get liberated before they wipe out every Palestinian left. I just, and the fact that our government in the United States is really just adamant about not calling for a ceasefire is just disgusting to me. Just disgusting. But that's pretty much been the wave I've been on for the last 3 months, besides work. And yeah, so that was just my little bit of what I did this year. I'm sure there was other things that I did that I left out of here, and if I did leave some stuff out, I'll put a little montage at the end of this video with more of the stuff that I did, but this is basically the bulk of it. And up until October 7th, which if you know anything, you know that October 6th is my birthday, and I turned 32 this year. And so that was great, and I actually went out to dinner with my sister and my cousin. We went to Coastal Flats, which is so good, and yeah, I had a good time. And then my sister's best friend, my boss, she ended up having a little like birthday celebration for me at work, so that was really fun and everything, and so that was nice and everything. So yeah, so but then after that, everything just went to crazy with the world, and so that's been my focus for the last 3 months, like I said. So anyways, but before that, everything was just so great because I was just having the time of my life, going to concerts and traveling and seeing friends and seeing people I never thought I'd get to meet in real life that mean a lot to me, and just a lot of different things. So yeah, I had a good year for the most part. I had a good year. So yeah. Okay, so let's talk about goals for this channel. I don't have any. I'm sorry guys, like I know I be slacking every year on this channel, and I be trying really hard to upload, but like it's hard because one, I be working way too much, and two, I just, the motivation, baby, the motivation. Like I work a lot, and then when I come home, I'm tired. Then the next day when I have my day off, I'm tired, and then I procrastinate and I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing, and it just gets messy. So anyways, I am gonna try really hard to upload way more on this channel, but as I always say, do not count on that. I cannot help it. I can't help it. I'm so sorry guys. So anyways, like I always say, you'll get a video when you get a video, and when you don't get a video, just know I'm around. If you see me on this channel and you really want to follow me and follow up on what I'm doing and what's going on and see videos from me, the best way to do that is to follow me on Instagram, Ice Turtle Girl. Yeah, if you want to follow me on there, totally a better place to follow me than this channel, because I cannot keep up with this channel to save my life. And I really want to get back into a lot of my series that I started on here that you guys like my Black Sitcom Mukbang series or my Forever Flowers series. Like I want to get back into those series. It's just motivation and time. It is literally motivation and time. So I'm gonna really try in 2024 to get better at that. But yeah, that is basically my goals for this channel, because again, I'm very bad at uploading on this channel, like very, very bad. So anyways, those were my YouTube goals. My personal goals, though, I have a few. So one of my personal goals for 2024 is to work out more. And I know I say that a lot, like I've said that my whole life, like I'm gonna work out in the new year, like I'm gonna go to the gym and I'm gonna work out and I'm gonna try harder. And sometimes it does work, and other years I'm just like lazy. But I have all of my pandemic weight still lingering on my body right now, and I'm not putting up with it any longer because I can't fit my clothes. And so we're gonna work out in 2024. It's gonna happen. I have no weight goal. I have no kind of anything. It is just about being healthy for me. Literally, it's just about being healthy for me. And so in 2024, we're gonna try a little harder to get healthy. Now, for those that know, I am working so I can save up so I can have my own space, right? And so right now I am living at home, and it's hard. It's hard because when you live with parents who enable your bad behavior and don't care that you have a weakness and that you are a person with no willpower, and it's hard for you to break habits, then they bring your devices around you. It's not cool. They bring their vices around you. Like, I am not the biggest sweet person, but when they're presented in my face, I'm gonna have some. I'm gonna have some. It is what it is. I eat a lot of snacks. I eat terribly because I don't eat when I'm supposed to eat, and then I eat really late. And that's another thing that's bad. And so that's why I be gaining weight, because I'm still in my, the thing is that I work right? And because I'm part-time, because I can go into work whenever I want to, I don't have a set schedule, I am still in my pandemic mode. Meaning, when I was in the pandemic, oh baby, my entire sleep schedule was just terrible. The worst. Like, my sleep schedule was really bad. Like, really, really bad. And so it's kind of still like that, just because I'm still on my pandemic thing. And I'm trying really, really hard to get out of that, but it's hard, right? It's really, really hard for me to break that. So I'm gonna try in 2024, that's another goal. I'm gonna try really hard to break my pandemic sleep schedule and get back on a regular, normal sleep schedule. I wanna be asleep by 11 and I wanna be up by 7. I do not want this whole, I go to sleep at 2, 3, and then I get up at like noon. I don't want that no more, especially on my days off, because I want to use my days off to really get stuff done that I don't get done, and I need to get done really bad. So that is something I really want to do in 2024, is I need to get my sleep schedule back in order. I need to exercise and do better with my health, but I also need to get my sleep schedule in order, because that's another thing that's keeping me so that I'm eating terribly and doing things that are not good and eating way too late because I'm up too late, and then it's too much. It's too much. So those are two things I need to get together and get it together. Exercising and trying to be healthy, and also my sleep schedule needs to get better, 100%. And then another goal for me is to sell more jewelry in person. That is a goal, like an extra big goal for me in 2024 and beyond. I really want to ratchet up my jewelry selling potential, because I really want to be able to quit this job and really focus on my jewelry full time. Like, I really want to get to that point. And I can't do that if I'm not actually out here selling stuff and making jewelry. So that's another goal, is to focus way more on my jewelry and find opportunities where I can sell IRL. Now, the thing is, and one of the reasons I didn't sell a lot IRL in 2023 is because I usually have to work on Saturdays, which absolutely sucks because everything happens on Saturdays and I hate it. I absolutely hate it. But it is what it is. At this point, I'm just gonna have to take the L when it comes to work and focus on my other things so I can quit, because this is not cute, this is not cool. And like I said, another goal for me is my work-life balance needs to get a lot better, because the fact that I barely, like, I did stuff for myself obviously, but I also didn't do a lot of stuff that I wanted to do. And it's because I had to work on Saturdays, and it's because of this, and it's because of that, and that's not okay with me. So I need to get my work-life balance in order. I really do. I really do. So it is what it is. I'm gonna have to get my work-life balance in order and get that shit situated, because literally. Also, another goal is to finally buy a car. That is a goal that I really want to accomplish next year. That's another reason I'm saving up money for. And also to finally get my own space, because I need it so bad. Like, I'm 32. And it's not even about living at home. Like, I don't really care about the stigma of that. I don't care. It is what it is. Like, people have to live at home, and it is what it is. But it's because I'm just very introverted. I just need my own space, like, and I need to just live alone. Like, I just need to live alone in my own space and be happy. Like, that's just, I need it. So yeah, that's another goal. And of course, doing more stuff outside, like doing more, going out more, having fun more. And what was great about 2023 in general was that I did a lot more stuff outside. Like, I really did. I did a lot more stuff outside. I forgot to mention this, but I actually went twice to this thing called Be Our Guest. It's a Disney DJ night, where basically a DJ comes and they basically play all Disney Channel and like millennial music from like our childhood TV shows and stuff. Like, it's so cool. Like, I love it. I have so much fun every time I go. Like, I've only been twice, but I love it every single time. And like, the last time I went, which was back in November or October. No, it was November, I think. I ended up meeting these really cool black girls, and we ended up going on, because you know, there's this stage and you can go up there and like sing and dance and do all this stuff on stage, and so it's a lot of fun. And I got to meet these cool black girls there, and then we went on stage together, and it was so much fun. We were singing and dancing and having a great time, and I absolutely loved it. And that is definitely a goal for me for 2024, is to do more stuff like that and just have fun like that. That's just like so much fun. So that is definitely a goal I definitely want to accomplish in 2024, is doing more stuff. And whether that's concerts, whether that's going to things like Be Our Guest, whether that's, you know, just whatever, like I want to do more stuff and have more fun, because I had so much fun doing that stuff, and I just want to do it more. So I absolutely loved it, and I had so much fun. And then also another goal, which is my goal every year, but I don't always get to accomplish it, is travel. So I am going on a trip with my parents in the beginning of January to Cabo. So that's one trip checked off. And then I am going to a convention in Texas in July. Cross my fingers if it's not overlapping with something else I have to do. And then doing something else in New Mexico. So I will be traveling a little bit, but I want to like travel more and do more stuff. So yeah. So yeah, those are some of my goals for 2024 personally, and I'm just excited to see what 2024 holds. 2023 was a great year, and I'm super excited to see what 2024 is going to be about, and what it's going to deliver in my lap, and what it's going to do for me, because I'm just excited for the future. I really am. Like, I never thought I would be, because my 20s were so terrible, and so now I'm in my 30s and I'm having a great time. I did not expect it, but I'm having a great time. And after, you know, 2021, when I guess we could say let go of some longtime friends, my life ratcheted up by 1,000. Like, it got much better after that. And I don't even know, you know, because I feel like whenever I had to have those people around me at certain things, they never really cooperated. They never wanted to do what I wanted to do. They never really, you know, had a good time. And I go to those same things and have a blast. And so I'm just so happy, like so happy that I get to enjoy those things on my own and meet cool people while I'm there. Like, I just am having a great time, and life is really good right now, and I'm hoping for it to continue. And the only thing that'll make it better is being able to have my own space, and being able to accomplish more with my jewelry, and being more organized, and being more, you know, time management, able to, you know, be better with my time management and everything like that. So I am excited for what 2024 holds, and I'm excited for this new year. I'm just really excited for everything. And so yeah, this was just a snapshot into 2023 for me, and I am again excited to see what 2024 holds, and excited to go explore who I am and accomplish all my goals and really live out my best life. So yeah, so 2024, here we come. We're gonna be richer, we're gonna be smarter, and we're gonna be hardworking, and we're gonna accomplish everything because we deserve it, and because I am manifesting it into the universe that everything I want is going to be accomplished. So wish me luck on a great 2024. And yeah, this has just basically been my recap of my 2023. I hope that you all had a great 2023 as well. I hope that you had a lot of fun. I hope you did a lot of things that made you happy, and you enjoyed a lot of things, and you got to meet a bunch of people that you know, have loved your whole life, and now you got to meet them and you're so happy about it, and you got to see all these bucket list concerts, and you did all these things that are really great. I hope you guys got to experience those things and live out your best life. And yeah, Here's to a 2024 with magic and friendships and travel and happiness and fulfillment and everything in between. Let's just go for it, okay? Do it. Do it, do it, do it. No matter if you're with your friends or not, no matter if you're riding solo, you just go and do it and you have fun and you live your life, because that's what life is all about. And I'm learning that day by day, and I'm enjoying it every step of the way. So yeah, if you like this video, and I'll see you around. Like I said, no set goal for this channel about when I'm gonna upload or do any of those things, but just know I am thinking about you all the time, and I'm trying to upload more, but you know, life. But I'm gonna try really hard. So anyways, I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful 2024, and I'll see you around. Peace.